we want to talk about that. Offered a plea to manslaughter where she would potentially only have to do 4 more years in a prison. She's already done for almost 5 years. But if she goes through with this, which she's going through with this trial and gets convicted, she could get 25 years to life. I'm no mathematician, but I know the difference between 9 years and 25 to life. It's more than double. And as I said, I'm no mathematician, but you don't have to be to figure that out. So folks, hold on to your seats, hold on to your hats, hold on to your thoughts, hold on to your opinions. You're about to enter true crime from a police perspective. You're about to enter the off-the-cuff zone, the police off-the-cuff zone. There has to be some common sense.
They were the ones who called 911 to get him help, and now they're calling for change.
Folks, before we move on, we'd like to go to a word from our sponsor. BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for everything sports betting. Every stat, matchup breakdown, and even live odds and spreads to bet on during games. With the largest catalog of odds on everything from football, Major League Baseball playoffs, National Hockey League, National Basketball Association, to political props. When the game's over, head on over to our online casino and get in on a game of blackjack or poker, or unwind with one of our over 150 slots games. Head to the website today to get in on the action with America's most trusted site for online wagering. Bet online, the game starts here. So welcoming my most trusted co-host and a man of quite a bit of reason, retired NYPD Sergeant, professor at Albertus Magnus College in Connecticut, attorney. Welcome to the show, Professor Mike Geary. Mike, welcome.
Good afternoon, Bill. Good to see you. Welcome.
Mike, I touched on some of the things that we're going to talk about today. And one of the things that I found not amusing, but someone said in the chat before the show, they said, oh, I heard very little talk about her being intoxicated and them being intoxicated. That was covered a great deal.
Right.
And I tried to explain to this person that intoxication is not a defense to an offense. You want to explain that, Mike?
Yeah, Bill. In Florida, like all the other states, the defense, there are certain defenses that are called affirmative defenses. Voluntary intoxication is not a defense. So if you voluntarily drank wine, you purchased wine, you took a beer, you drank it, and you drank it to excess, and you lost perhaps the ability to really think about what you were doing, that's on you 100% completely. The only way you can get away with a defense of intoxication in America to a criminal charge if it's involuntary. Somebody spiked your drink. You thought you were drinking Coca-Cola and they put something in it and some sort of chemical and you were disoriented, that sort of thing. Other than that, she doesn't really stand a chance in terms of claiming that the somehow relieves her of a criminal responsibility. No, she voluntarily imbibed all evening long. Maybe she can't remember how much she had to drink. That doesn't matter. So long as you were there at the bar or you were consuming it voluntarily at a party or some other occasion, you must suffer the consequences of your action. It does not negate or any sort of standard of guilt in any way, shape, or form. She is as culpable with being intoxicated as if she was stone cold sober. No difference whatsoever.
Mike, if that were the case, if intoxication were a defense to an offense, then every drunk driver would claim that, oh, I was drunk. Really? That's the whole point. That's against the law to be drunk and drive a car as you took out a family of 4, not funny, not a defense to an offense, So,
nope.
When I use the term defense, of course, that is your attorneys raising an affirmative defense to protect you from the charges, to defend you from the charges. An offense is simply just a felony or a misdemeanor. I'm using like criminal justice lingo, and I'm not sure that everyone completely understood it. So, yeah, just to clear that up. The other thing is that it seemed like the lifestyle of Sarah Boone and her boyfriend, uh, George or Jorge, I like Jorge Torres, was they were drunk all the time. They were drinking, they were alcoholics. Let's put it right to the point. Let's get right to the point. They were both alcoholics. And people that are alcoholics, they do stupid things, you know. If that's their life, they're living that lifestyle, you know. And look, we all know, we all may even have alcoholics in our family. And it's, you know, it's called a disease, you know. It's a self-inflicted disease, but yes, it's a disease, right? But people that, you know, that are alcoholics that can't handle drinking alcohol or whatever their, so you can even say drug of choice is, they are addicted, you know. And the only way they can get unaddicted is to stop and never touch another drink in their whole life, because they say, experts say, once an alcoholic, always an alcoholic. So you could basically stop drinking for 25 or 30 years. And the minute you have one more drink, you're right back to where you left off 25 years ago when you got sober.
Yeah, Billy, it is a debilitating disease like narcotics use. It is debilitating. It affects every aspect of your life. People lose their jobs. They lose their friends. They have family members that won't speak to them. They've wrecked their lives over alcohol or narcotics, and they pay the price, a heavy price. And to recover from that, if you go to like an NA meeting or an AA meeting, they will tell you there's, you know, you are an alcoholic for life. How many days sober? 200 days, you know, 3,000 days, whatever it happens to be, but you're always an alcoholic, and they always want you to be on guard, because there's no such thing for an alcoholic to say, I'll just have like, you know, 3 or 4 drinks tonight and I'll cut it off early. I'll be home in bed by midnight. No, you can't do that. So she may, and Jorge himself may be suffering from alcoholism, but many people have this. It runs through families, generation to generation, but they are still both responsible for the misery that they bring upon themselves and others. And I feel sorry for them in a way, but this is something that they needed to deal with in a much more constructive way. First of all, I guess the proper thing is you have to recognize that there's a problem before you, and actually address it before you can even recover from it. And perhaps they never did, or they tried ineffectively. But this is where we're at. Jorge is dead, and she's standing trial for his murder. And it looks like she may be spending a significant amount of her life behind bars.
Absolutely.